Eminem album tracks ranked video. So recently, Eminem released his second greatest hits album, Curtain Call 2, and many of you know I am not the biggest music fan, except when it comes to Eminem. When he comes out with a new album, which is usually by surprise, I am downloading it as soon as possible, and I am buying the physical copy when it's available for purchase. And listening to Curtain Call 2, listening to that, as well as the previous stuff that wasn't featured on that because it was featured on Curtain Call 1, it got me thinking. I've ranked all Eminem's albums before in order from my least favorite to my favorite, but I've never ranked each album's tracks in order. So I decided to start a series here on YouTube ranking all the album's tracks from my least favorite track on the album to my favorite, not the skits. And I've already done the Eminem Show, I've already done Encore, I've already done Revival, and I've already done Relapse. This week I'm going to be doing Music to Be Murdered By, Side B. Now this is considered one big album with Side A and Side B, but in my opinion, Side A came out in January of 2020, and Side B came out in December of 2020. So to me, they're two separate albums. I listened to them at different times, and I will be ranking them separately. So a few things you should know. I'm not going to go into detail about reasons why I chose things, most likely. I'm just going to pretty much name the song and then move on to keep the video length a little bit lower, because otherwise I can talk and talk and talk, and YouTube's been really weird with copyright strikes lately. Like, I mentioned something from a song, I could get a copyright strike. I don't think I would, but I don't want to deal with the headache of trying to fight that and, deal with that. So most likely you're just going to get the song title. Now, I will let you all know in advance, we are going to disagree. We all have different opinions. If everybody had the same opinion, well, life would be a little boring. So I want you to leave your ranking of all these tracks in the comments section. You don't necessarily have to do your top 13 because there's 13 regular tracks on this. But if you want to leave like your top 3 or top 5, if you don't want to do all of them, that'd be fun. I want to see where people are at with this. I've listened to some ranking videos or watched some ranking videos. I know where some people stand on things, but I want more of a variety. And of course, if you're a fan of Eminem and you like Eminem content, make sure you smash that like button. Share this video with whomever you want, or put the video on any of your social media platforms. And of course, don't forget to hit that sub button. You're watching the video anyway. Subscribe to the channel, join the team, and show your damn support. So, starting my ranking of Music to Be Murdered By, Side B, with my number 13. And this was, I hemmed and hawed about 13 and 12, but ultimately I chose She Loves Me. There's really no rhyme or reason. I think this album has a lot of okay to good tracks on it. There's no real track that I hate on this album, like Relapse and Revival to a certain degree have a few, but She Loves Me was the one that I liked the least, but my opinion could change on any given day. But at the moment, She Loves Me is my number 13. My number 12, which was almost my number 13, is Favorite Bitch. Again, they were kind of interchangeable. Any given day, I could choose She Loves Me as my number 12 and flip-flop them. But at the moment, Favorite Bitch is my number 12. My number 11, I think, is where we're going to have a disagreement. I think most of you would probably have this a little bit higher. Again, these are a lot of good or okay to good songs on this album. I don't think there's anything really spectacular to a degree, but a lot of okay to good songs, and that's why I put, well, I haven't named it yet, but I put These Demons as my number 11, just because I think all the other things that are on this album are better, but any given day, my opinion could change. And I'm going to stop saying that now because you've heard me say it 3 different times now. My number 10, I thought about putting this higher, but there's elements of this song I just don't like. It sounds corny at times to me, but I know it hits with certain things. I'm going to go with Tone Deaf, and I know some of you probably would have that in your top 7 or 6. I put it number 10. Again, My number 9, on the first listen of this recently, I thought about putting this at number 13. But then as the song kept going and going, I'm like, well, this is actually a really good song. There was a few early in the song, he had the accent that I don't like with Eminem. I like Eminem serious for the most part. I don't like the accents when he does that. It immediately is a turn off. But I came around on it. I put it a little bit higher, and that would be Discombobulated as my number 9. My number 8, I think this is going to be a big one where you guys did. This is top 5 for sure. But again, all these tracks, they're pretty good to okay, or okay to pretty good. With that in mind, I went with Zeus. I think the fact of the matter is now Eminem and Snoop Dogg don't have beef anymore, so it kind of takes away from that track. So that's why I put Zeus as my number 8. Now, my number 7 I wanted to put higher, but there was other stuff that I just liked more. But I do like this song, although it's not the best from Eminem and Skylar Grey, and that would be Black Magic. My number 6, I think lyrically it's really solid as a track. It just, other songs I like more, or there's something about the song that I like better. I guess that's the same thing what I just said. But I'm going with Alfred's Theme. Good track, great bars, just only my number 6. My number 7 is going to be... Wait, my number 5. I already said 7. 7 was Black Magic. My number 5 is going to be higher. It's another motivational song by Eminem. I think this one may be one of the... I mean, it's good, but it's not like the motivational songs that he has, Till I Collapse, Lose Yourself, and others. This one is probably the worst out of all those, although I'm not a big fan of Lose Yourself. Yes, I'm the only guy that doesn't really like that song. It's okay, but it's so overplayed. But I went with higher as my number 5. Any given day, it might flip-flop and go up a spot or two. Number 4 was the first song that I heard on this album. The music video was pretty funny. It has some funny lines, and then he goes fast and goes hard on the track. I like it. This maybe could be my number 1 on a different day. And I know I've said that a few times now, but Nat. I actually really like Nat, and I thought about putting it higher, but at the moment, it's only my number 4. Now, these top 3 are tracks that I really like on the album. And actually, I like Nat and higher in Alfred's Theme a lot, too. I think my top 6 are all my favorites, and then after that, 7, 8, and 9 are probably okay, and then the rest are, yeah, you know. But for number 3, and I know a friend of mine thinks this song is weak. Like, you call the song Book of Rhymes, and this is the best you got. In my opinion, I like it. Now, is it one of the best Eminem songs of all time? No. For this album, though, it's my number 3. I like it. I like the sound. I like, you know, I don't have to explain myself. It's my list. So, Book of Rhymes, my number 3. And now my top 2. I hemmed and hawed about that too, because there's no one really, really, really solid song on this album. I think there's a lot of good to okay songs. So for my number 2, surprisingly, I actually went with Guns Blazin'. Now, I was initially going to put Guns Blazin' number 1, but I listened to both songs more and I just switched my opinion. But I like Guns Blazin'. I like the Dr. Dre stuff. Some of the song sounds like it was recorded like 20 years ago, though. It sounds like something that was recorded in between Encore or Eminem show and Encore, but I guess that's not the case. But it sounds like it to me for some reason. But I really like Guns Blazin'. I don't want to quote anything, but I like it, and that's why it's my number 2. And now, by process of elimination, you probably know what my number 1 is. And surprisingly enough, I will say this ahead of time. I like the remix of this song better. But Killer hits hard, sounds good, I like it. It's a great song. Is it an epic Eminem song? No, and I think the remix that he did, which is not on an album, it's just something you can listen to on YouTube, is better. And I wonder if I probably could purchase it on Amazon, though. I might do that just to have it on my computer. But I like Killer. It's the first song when I listened to this album that I liked a lot, but then I listened to Guns Blazin' and Book of Rhymes more, and I started liking those too. But Killer is good. So, that is my ranking of Music to Be Murdered By, Side B. And again, I will do Side A in a separate video, because in my opinion, both albums came out at a different time. One in January, one in December of 2020. So to me, they're 2 separate albums, even though apparently now they're one giant album. But it's just my opinion on that. I'm going to redo this, though, just so you guys, in case you weren't paying attention. I started with She Loves Me, Favorite Bitch, These Demons, Tone Deaf, Discombobulated, Zeus, Black Magic, Alfred's Theme, and I know a lot of you would probably put that number 1 or 2, Higher, Nat, Book of Rhymes, Guns Blazin', and Killer. So there is my ranking of Music to be Murdered by Side B. Please smash the like button. Don't forget to share the video with whomever you want. Sound off in the comments section. Let me know your ranking. You're listening to the video. You gotta participate. Otherwise, who am I gonna talk to? I know these videos haven't been getting many comments. I know you're out there. I see it get, 50 to 80 views. So let's make the view count higher. Smash the like button and leave me lots of comments. I respond to all comments. And of course, like I mentioned before, and I hate to be a broken record, don't forget to hit that sub button. Subscribe to the channel. Join the team. Share your damn support. Make sure you recommend my next Eminem album ranking, and JDev will return.